I'm gonna get wasted. Okay.
Cheers.
Ooh, tequila. Help me be on camera. Okay, you should just do this for me. Okay. I am, what do you want me to say? I'm Kate West. I am director of Huckberry Presents and director and producer of our show Dirt. And I'm here in Austin, Texas at the Huckberry Gear Lab. And I'm gonna do an EDC dump with you guys. Cheers. This is my Filson Dry Bag. Actually, I got this on Huckberry. I'm a huge swimmer and I live in Jackson, Wyoming. It's just a super useful bag for all things. I bought it for Ireland because I thought it was gonna be wet the whole time. We actually got epic, beautiful weather, but it comes in handy. I always have wet clothes because I love to swim as well. Kids love to swim. It's just a lot of moisture in my life. It's so weird. And this is also my kind of like production bag as well. The core crew of Dirt is Wade and David from Workshirt, myself, and Josh. It came about really organically. Huckberry, there's always been this appreciation and understanding of storytelling. And so Josh and I were on a shoot together. I had known him from New York back in the day, and he kind of pitched me this idea called eating it. And it was like jumping off shit and eating awesome food. And I was like, I get it, and I think it could work, but I think we can make it better. And I think there can be like a purpose. Definitely Josh, I look at as like a co-creator of the series. And then I brought on Workshirt and they just get it. And it's like literally, we all do it all. Workshirt shoots, Josh hosts, I direct. It is really like no task is too big and no task is too small attitude. And I really think that's how like content should be made. How I started like directing brand content, I worked in independent film in New York. Everyone had sort of like gone to Tish, who I was surrounded by, and I knew that I wanted to tell stories. I ended up at Huckberry, and then Ben and Andy, who saw all this potential in like storytelling and media, they let me launch the series Dirt. And I think it was different enough, but also familiar enough. People resonate with food and adventure and the unexpected and the unknown and the cinema verite feel of it. So it just seemed to hit right. Anyone who knows, who's been on productions, you just feel the chemistry of the team. And I think it all felt just good. If everyone is invested and gets along, that's like the most important thing. You know, the philosophy has always been the same, and it evolved from just an adventure show to like really being focused more on the people. Everyone is interesting. Like, there are good stories everywhere. They don't need to have like 1 million followers on Instagram. So I think like my philosophy is telling the stories of people connected to the land and having adventures along the way. I think that common sentiment is what makes it really special. Let's see what we got. Snacks. Snacks for the crew. Always snacks for the crew. Gummy bears for Workshirt. They're addicted to sugar. Protein. Josh only eats protein. I have an apple for myself somewhere in here. I love apples. So these are sort of like small lineup of the many snacks that we consume on our long road trips across the country, states, wherever we're going. Matches. Fire. Should I light a match? No. Always need fire. I always have a bandana on me. Usually it's a style piece. This is my favorite one. This is a Capital one. It's a Japanese brand. Bandanas are good. As a parent, bandanas are good. Then, playing cards. My dream of having someone on set who will play cards with me never comes to fruition. This is a shout out to Caleb Brown. Caleb was an art director, and he told me when I was a young producer at the North Face to bring a Hot Wheels car with you everywhere in case you meet a kid and you want them on camera, because it's always a way to break the ice with them. I did bring a lot to Ireland because I was like, we're gonna see all these kids. It's an easy way to warm kids up. So that's like a really hot tip. And then this is like more like tactical production stuff. A headlamp is always good to have. Usually we're shooting pretty late into the night. We have endless days on set for Dirt and for a lot of Huckberry shoots. The whole Dirt journey is definitely like the most intense production and probably most personal production journey I've ever been on. 10 days shooting into Ireland. The final day of shooting was the opening day of eel season. So we all had to get in the car at 3 a.m. And we drove 2 hours and we're there at 5 a.m. and we ended up on a random lake in the north of Ireland fishing for eels. I remember thinking to myself, never in my life did I ever expect to be in this place. So I think experiences like that are both like exhausting, but I think if you look at it holistically, it is like an incredible life experience. Like who gets that, you know? All right, to the main part of the bag. Number one, water bottle. You always need water on set. Can't drink enough water in life. I used to be a camp counselor, so this is like an old habit, putting duct tape around your water bottle so you always have duct tape if you need it. Oh, this is a fun one. I do think fanny packs are just great in general. Very practical. This is probably my favorite thing I have on me today. This paper camera is really rad. You build it yourself. It's from Taiwan. Their own SD card in there, but it's point and shoot. Like it's not precious at all. So the kids love taking photos with this too, but it is kind of beat up like that. And I really don't like the framing on the iPhone, so it's a sweet frame. When I'm like decompressing from the day, I'll throw the SD card into my computer and just see what came through that day. And then it's just fun to send to either the characters we're featuring or even the crew. It's just a nice thing to have. Paper camera, must have. My favorite dirt moment, it's really hard to pick because I have so many memories. I think like the one that stands out is probably like New Orleans, the crawfish boil out in central Louisiana and like rolling up to a house and harvesting crawfish and then Meg just cooking it all up right there and drinking Michelob Lights and swimming in their pool. It felt like, you were transported to a place so different from what you know. It was cool. Like everyone, I have a wallet. This wallet, I'm not like completely in love with it, but it's like the wallet that's stuck with me, so. Okay, so this is my little keepsake satchel. It's from Miscellaneous Good Company. It's pretty sweet. It's gonna patina well. Right now, I think there's like melatonin in it, but I do keep, because I travel a lot, so I do take melatonin. I also like kind of store little treasures I find for my kids. I actually just found this one in here. I never gave this one to my kids, but it's a rock that has a hole in it, so it could be a cool necklace for them. They're like really into rocks and gems, and they're young, so until I have to go and buy them actual toys, I'm gonna stick with just sourcing rocks from all the places I go. That might have been an Ireland rock. Alaska, I brought back fossils, which were so dope, and they were so beautiful, and my kids were so psyched, and it was just the best present ever. So there's a rad little pocket in here that I keep my sunglasses. Oakley frog skins, cannot go wrong. They're hardy, they're the best. It's time for my hat. So I have like basically comfort clothes that are my security blanket. Hat from a sandwich shop in Jackson, which actually no longer exists, so this is a collector's item. But the flat brim is just fun, and it fits my head perfectly because I have a big head. And then this duck camo jacket. It's missing a few buttons, but I'm sort of letting it just live as is. I find camo sort of like polarizing, but this print in general, I think is a really nice print and it really wears well. And it's just like a great layer to have. Med kit. We're a small team. Josh is jumping off shit all the time. It's not a super risky production. Like we never really take too much risk, but it's all unscripted. Making sure that there's some preparation for if anyone gets hurt. And usually it's me because I'm very clumsy and I get a lot of cuts and trip all the time. Okay, notebook. Moleskin, you can't go wrong. I do the lines. I have bad penmanship. I'm a collector of pens. In New York, I used to steal them from, or not steal, they give them free. When I left New York, my friends who still live there send them to me. I find inspiration from being alone in nature and like exercising and being amongst the mountains and just organizing my thoughts. That's where I find creativity and inspiration. Also through my kids. I think like if you can just somehow take a minute to like look at a place through a kid's lens, like it's so raw and beautiful and there's so much to learn. That is something that I try to hold on to and see. Okay, this is like my vanity kit. This sunblock, this glow stick is wonderful. You always need sunblock. This body oil, it's what I use every day. It's my go-to body oil. It smells so good. Makes me feel fresh on a shoot with a bunch of men. I wear that every day. Just lathered up. And then this is what keeps me young, guys. You know, you put them under your eyes and it makes you not exhausted because we have really long shoot days. So I do this. This is like my hack. And then Josh and I fight over them. But you can see us driving with these on our faces a lot. And they're, oh my God, it feels so good. And this brand particularly is awesome because a lot of them are single package, so there's like a lot of waste. So these are the ones you got. This is like a cologne balm that's just really nice. Like if you stink, you can just put it on. And it's like a pretty nice piney scent. It's from Miscellaneous Goods too. And then tea. I'm a tea drinker. Yogi, energy tea, and then sleepy time tea. I'm a horrible sleeper, but this kind of helps knock me out. I swim all the time. On dirt particularly, we're jumping into water all the time. So here is my bathing suit in a kind of little dry bag thing. And this is a mollusk bathing suit, and I would love to shout it out because it's a great bathing suit. I've had it for a couple years. Josh and I jumped into this glacier lake, and Josh recorded at the footy, which was a homie move, which I really appreciate. I was not as graceful as he was, but there were these glacial pools, and it's blue and brilliant water, and it was so cold. Knife. You always need a knife. So I got this knife in Alaska. Truth be told, I usually use it to cut avocados for snacks. So jewelry, I basically only wear jewelry that will not fall off. This is my wedding ring, and I don't think I've ever taken it off since I put it on. This bracelet, I love this bracelet. My friend Kirsten had it, and then my husband bought it for me. I actually have two versions of this. One is turquoise and one is like a moonstone, and I let my kids pick the one that I'm gonna wear. This is a new addition to the quiver. It's a mom bracelet that my son made, but it matches. And then finally this jacket. So back at the North Face, I did a lot of the kids shoots, and I worked with this photographer named Will Saunders, and he made this jacket for me. Yeah, it was just really a sweet present, and I wear it a lot. So this is my spread. How does this make me feel? It feels like everyone else has more shit they carry on set than I do. Start shooting, figure out how to work a camera, step 1. 2, there's so much good content out there. Just like find content that resonates you and like follow the scent, you know? You can do 2 routes. You can go brand, you can go production company, and then I guess the third is just go totally independent. What I love about telling stories is meeting people and hearing their stories and elevating their stories, and then working with such talented creatives. I'm always learning from the people I hire. I think this spread does show the need to haves on set. What I throw in my bag every day before I go. Kind of random, kind of practical. High-low. Go ahead and watch Dirt, Alaska. It's a great episode. We had so much fun making it, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. Probably my favorite place we went was this place called Halbit Cove, which you should all go to with your family or yourself. It is one of the more beautiful places I've ever seen. Thanks for having me. Until next time, I'll see you guys out there.